Hi, friends. Welcome, welcome. Um, my name is Peggy Noe. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm here with my little Yorkshire Terrier, Ellie, and we're going to make a card today. And I see lots of you are already on YouTube, and I thank you for that. We've got Holly and Renee, Lori and Karen. Welcome, my friends. So good to see you on the second week of January. I can't believe it. But we're all the way into, we're started. The new year is started, 2026. Ellie's kind of tired. We had fun this morning. We went out and did a few errands. I went and got my nails done and I took her with me. And she had so much fun. She was such a good girl, and everybody just loved her. Roz, welcome, welcome. So good to have you. I'm going to check here and see if I'm live. And I am. Cool. I've got a new little device here doing things a little different way. So this is great. Good to see you guys. How are you? How's your weather? I know it's raining and snowing in some parts of the country. Our rain is finished for the time being and our weather is cool. So we're doing well here in San Diego. I think she's just worn out from the busy morning. Just driving and everything. We had a good time. Tina, Granite Falls, 71. Wow. That's unusual, isn't it? I think you meant weird weather, but it came out wired leather. I know, that happens to me all the time. All the time. Hilda, good to see you, Hilda. So I hope you guys are doing well, starting off the year well. Yes, Roz, I think Roz is doing pretty well. I've touched base with her. She can answer for herself, but I think she's doing well. Rainy may turn to snow later in southern Oregon. Beautiful, beautiful. That may come down to us later this week, I think. Tracy Christine from Connecticut. How are you doing? In the 80s in San Antonio. Wow. That's all I can say is wow, wow, wow. That's Texas for you. And sometimes we're in the 80s, but not right now. You falling asleep, baby? I'm going to go ahead and put her down because we have a lot to do. And I've been so busy this morning. A drizzly 44 on Staten Island. Mid-40s in Columbus, Ohio. Okay, I think that's more of the common thing. Susan, good to see you. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. So we have a lot to do today. I have a card to make. Tracy's well, temp's still cool. Polly, Libby, good to see you. Oh, your stitches came out Monday. Everything on schedule. Bravo, Roz. We're happy to hear that. Very happy to hear that. And glad you can be with us today. Okay, so much is new, and I want to have time to make a card with a new bundle and a new suite. So we want to talk about stuff. Yesterday, everything went live. Colleen, good to see you. Jeannie Kidd, good to see you from Knoxville, Tennessee, 65. Okay, that's about what it is here, between 65 and 70. Yeah. So everything went live yesterday. The catalog, yay, we can open it. I can open it and show you stuff. Yay, I love it when I can open it and we can look at it together, and it's a good catalog. I personally think so. So I want to talk about things that are new, and I overnighted my stuff from yesterday's order when the catalog went live, so I have more stuff to show you. Okay, so I'm going to turn you down because we have stuff to see here. All right. So here's the new catalog that went live yesterday to customers. If you don't have a catalog and you would like to order from me, I would be happy to send you one. Just email me, Peggy@prettypapercards.com. And we're going to look inside in a bit at the suite we're going to use today. Bonus days started yesterday. What are bonus days? And I might have a little flyer here on it. Yes. For every $50 you spend from January 6th to February 2nd, you earn a $5 coupon. You spent way too much, Tina. I know, that was my problem. Then I overnighted it, and then my order was like out of control. So for every $50 you spend, you get a bonus days coupon, and they email it to you. And I've cautioned about this the other day, and I want to keep reminding you, they will email you your bonus days coupons. Don't get rid of those emails. Be watching for them, because that's the only number. That's the only record of them, the only place the numbers are. So be very careful about your coupons, because you can use them after February 2nd. That will be the last day to earn. And February 3rd to the 28th, you can redeem those coupons. The more coupons you get, the more you save in February, right? Okay, bonus days. Product of the month. This month, the product of the month is a stamp set. We just found this out yesterday, and guess what? I got it. Ruth Gonzalez, good to see you. So here it is. It is a stamp set. It's called Fabulous Sayings, and the fonts are fabulous. I love the fonts. We always spend too much, yes. The fonts are great, and I'm not using it today because I just got my package a while ago, so I didn't have time to create something using these sentiments, but they're great sentiments. It's packed full of very common, everything we could use, like an outside sentiment and an inside sentiment. And I think we all like that very much. Print the emails and put them in a safe place. Roz, that is such a good admonition. Thank you. So how do you get the product of the month? You spend $75, one order for $75 before tax and shipping, and then you can buy this stamp set for only $5. And I love it. We're going to be using it a lot. Great product of the month. And they still have some of last month's product of the month, the beautiful blue floral paper. And if you didn't get that one, I was reading about it this morning, you pretty much have to it'd be best to do a second order of $75 before tax and shipping. And then you could also buy that with a separate order. You could buy, if you wanted to, the blue floral paper, which was last month's product of the month. Okay, those announcements are done. Now let's look and see what I got new today. Okay, I was so excited about this, you guys. Check this out. This is one of the 3 new kits this month. And I only put together the little dog. This is called Adopt a Pet, the Adopt a Pet kit. Okay, here's the little card from it, their little instruction sheet. And it has a cat, a guinea pig, a bird, which I think is maybe a cockatiel. Hi, Carol, good to see you. Margaret from Australia, welcome. And Jeanne, good to see you. So dog, bird, cat, guinea pig, and they all have a little kind of house. The cat seems to have a box. Each one comes with a certificate of adoption. I guess if you wanted to give the animal to someone, the little set. But anyway, I just put this one together. There's no stamping. There's not even any gluing. Everything, there's tear and tape already on the product. And I just think it's so cute. Check out this little dog. You make his tail poke up. Everything is scored. And I just pulled his little tail up, and he actually is a bit at an angle. You can see the front legs are parakeet. Okay, the front legs are longer than the back legs, so he actually sits down. I don't know if you can really see that so much, but he sits down, and his little tail fits right under his house. Oh, and each of the animals has a toy, and this is the dog's toy. This is a little yarn you know, thing they throw around. Isn't that just so cute? I just love it. I'm going to figure out more things. I got 2 kits just so I could get 2 dogs because I just think it's so adorable. So the Adopt a Pet kit, and you'll get all 4 of those. So I'm going to set this to the side, but I want to store him so nothing happens. So, oops, let me just put him over to the side here. Don't want anything to happen to my little dog. Okay, then I got some things I hadn't gotten before in the pre-order, and I wanted to show them to you in case you hadn't seen them. These are the puffy stickers. Softest Spring Mix puffy stickers, and you get 2 sheets, and they're rubbery, but look how cute they are. I know we're going to have a lot of fun with these. There's a bird there too. I guess it kind of goes this way. Maybe if I put it right on the white, you could see it a little better like that. Flowers, leaves, wreath, just super cute little puffy stickers. Okay. And then this is an ephemera pack. It's called Easter Time Mix and Match Ephemera Pack. And you get 2 sheets of 3 different patterns, okay? And they're just punch outs. They're not stickers, but very adorable, very easy to make cards with. I like this one. It has almost each one has a little container type thing, the water pot, the basket. There are some tulips, little bunnies, and this is the 3rd sheet, and that has a purple water pot and eggs and leaves, and isn't that just cute? We're going to just have lots of fun with those. Then I got 3 papers. Raj, you got 4 of those silly kids for report card time when the grandkids bring home awesome report cards. Oh, that's so cute. From the Netherlands, Iniki. We've seen you before. Welcome. Thank you so much for watching. So these are 3 different designer series papers that I had not gotten before, but I got them because the bird looks like a budgie. Okay. These are going in my paper shares, so of course I had to get them. And I got all the stuff from my paper shares today. It's all behind me, and ribbon shares. So this is Nature's Walk, and we're going to use this one today. This is my favorite sheet, mostly because I love this. It's shabby chic looking with the writing. If there's writing, I love it. And from Delaware, Vicky. Oh yes, Vicky, good to see you. Welcome. So this is the sheet we're going to use today. And then here are all the rest, and I've turned them. So here are the fronts and the backs. They're just gorgeous. Just beautiful. Nature's Walk. Is that what it was? Nature Walk. Very beautiful. I like this one a lot. More turned this way. And the catalog. Ooh, we can open the catalog. Yay. Here in the catalog, here is the spread for this suite. Oh, Louisa, thank you. Paper Blackbird, very cute name. This is the spread for the suite, some sample cards. And then this I thought I would show you because I think this is kind of neat. It shows how the artist made the paper. Created the design for the paper using kind of like we have a sponge dauber and putting little daubs there. And then there's a technique where you can spray. They're showing you spraying. They're showing you cut a leaf out using the dies, which we'll look at in a minute. And there you have the negative of it. And then you can use what you die cut for the front of that card. So this is the suite we're going to use today. And here you can see, you can understand kind of now that we saw that picture. I think maybe they took I don't know how they got that swirly look, but really beautiful papers, very beautiful. I kind of like these two also. Those kind of go together. All right, so that's Nature Walk. Then Beach Boardwalk designer series paper. And I really didn't think I didn't really think this would be a big deal because I'm not that big about, like carousels and stuff like that. but you guys, the backs are beautiful. Is this gorgeous or what? Pink, of course, but all the backs are beautiful. Look at this one, pink to purple and already speckled. This has, it's all kind of from dark to light. Gorgeous little suns. I think we're going to love this. Isn't this just so pretty? I had no idea because I looked at this. Well, we have a lot of palm trees, so this is good for San Diego. But I don't know, I'm not that, I usually don't make that many beachy cards, but this is cute. I don't know which direction it goes. Maybe either direction, but that looks like party lights to me outside. You forgot to order that DSP? Nature Walk is ideal for, yes, it is. And I'm going to show you something regarding a masculine card. Interesting that you would say that, Aniki. And then the last one in this grouping is tickets. And then another one of those lights. So that's Beach Boardwalk. Then we have square snippets. And this is fun because you can cut all these squares and use them on your cards as elements on your cards. And this one is a little different because you get 4 sheets total. So you end up with 2 of the front, and you could use 2 for the back. Is that right? Let me just check this. Let me just check here. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, so you get 4 sheets total, but I'm showing you 2 of the front and 2 of the back. And the fronts are the squares, and the backs are kind of, go with the squares, kind of different. So that one is like graph paper, and it's still 12 sheets, so 3 different patterns. And here's the third group of squares and this pattern. So beautiful, beautiful papers. And I wanted to show those to you because I hadn't shown them before. And they're gorgeous. So now I want to continue with the suite we're using today. So we looked at the beautiful paper in the Nature Walk suite. And then here is the bundle. It's called Nature's Symphony. And here's the stamp set. And what I was mentioning when Ainiki mentioned the guy, you're going to have to do, yes, okay, Ineka. I'll work on it, okay? Thank you. She's telling me phonetically how to pronounce her name. I'll try to do it better. Okay, the thing about a guy, which she already observed that this would be great for guy cards. Look at what they have in the stamp set, To a Great Guy. How many stamp sets do we have that say To a Great Guy? I've never seen one before. So that I like very much. I like the sentiments, and I think we can really use that one. And then here are the dies. We're going to use these 2 today. But isn't that, I think it's just a really nice set. I really like it. Now also, I did not get these embellishments. I'm going to use some different ones today. And I do have this paper, but I didn't pull it out. This is coordinating paper called Natural Hues. So it's, and the ribbon. I have the ribbon. We're not using it today, but I have this ribbon. Yes, it's you got the set just for the To a Great Guy. I'm thinking that's what you're saying. Yes, it's very cool. So it's a beautiful suite, and I think we're going to have fun with it. The card I made today is kind of foofy, foofy meaning, you know, a lot of fun stuff on it, because I wanted to kind of try a few little techniques. And I'm thinking, you can let me know as we get further into it, I'm thinking of possibly for our card together, leaving off the vellum leaves to make a more simple card, because you can make it simple or foofy, my word, foofy. So let's get started. And when you read the colors on the back of the sheet that the paper comes with, and let me find that for you. I've talked about this before. Hold on just a minute. Okay. This is where you see the colors that you want that you're going to want to use because they're the colors that go with this designer series paper. And one of the colors in here is pecan pie. So I decided to use pecan pie for my card base. And I cut a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch piece of pecan pie. And now I'm going to score it at 5 1/2. Just like this. And that's going to be our card base. Now what we're going to do is put on some of our beautiful designer series paper. And I told you this is my favorite sheet right here. I have a backing, a little framing piece of basic white. This is the one I want to use for the front. And unfortunately it has my other favorite pattern. So here we want 3 3/4 by 5, and I think this is already, oh, this is a little bit less than 3 3/4. Okay, and we'll cut an 1/8 of an inch less than 5 here, and then we'll cut our framing piece right at 3 3/4 by 5. This was just a piece I had hanging around that I thought would fit. Okay, so now what we can do is that gives us this nice little 1/8 of an inch border all the way around that really, when you put it on the pecan pie, look at how it highlights your focus area. I really like that. And I see that I probably need to replace my blade because it's not cutting as well as it should. So I'm going to just press down those edges. Okay, now we're going to go ahead, I'm going to glue this on, and then we're going to cut another little piece from the same designer series paper to add to the front. And I'll show you how we're going to do this. And I love my glue, my multi-purpose liquid glue, because I can just really move that around to try to get it an even framing on all sides. Okay, now I have this piece left over. It's not quite as wide as I want though, but I might use it anyway just to save paper, because I want to put this going across about 3/4, well, maybe 2/3 of the way up. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this leftover piece down. And I think this makes a really nice background for the rest of the card. So let's put it on right about there. Just like that. Doesn't that look pretty? And it's easy to get it even because of the lines on the paper. Okay, now before we glue it onto our card base, what we're going to do is put some 50 degrees, hi Cheryl, 50 degrees tomorrow in Illinois, a heat wave. So the ribbon that's in the suite, let me see if I can find it here. The ribbon that comes with the suite is this a secret C. But I thought for what I'm doing today, it's in a way I call it shabby chic. I don't know what you call kind of the look that I'm after, kind of my favorite look. I thought the linen thread would really look better with it. So I'm going to do a double bow of linen thread, and so I need a lot because you know I like to have long tails on my bows. So I'm going to cut along, that's a lot, but I think I'm going to like it. And then what I do is pull, it's curled a lot because it's been on that spool. And if you do this a few times and pull it out, it helps it from being quite so curly. Let me put my paper trimmer down out of the way. Okay, and we're going to tie the bow around before we glue this down, and that way it'll be glued down with the linen thread right on it. Okay, and you just keep these together and tie your bow. And with baker's twine or linen thread, I like to make a knot so that it doesn't come apart, because it easily, your bow could come apart. And if you tie a knot that way, it doesn't come off your paper. And then we're just going to tie our bow. Just like that. And we can play more with our bow later. But there we are. And one thing I do want to do is I do want to separate those pieces. I think it looks kind of nice if you do that. Do you see what I mean there? Separate those little sides. It's kind of twisted there, but I think it'll be okay. And now we can glue this piece down. And what we're going to do is just put strips of glue like that. Not too much. And with this section cut fairly shorter, it gives us a nice view of the pecan pie piece. I think it really highlights this part of the paper with the writing on it. I just like that as a card base altogether. I think that's a pretty cool looking card base. Okay, now we just do all the decorating. And in fact, let's just go ahead. I think, let me see if this is, we'll just glue this on the inside while we're at it. I'm not going to stamp anything at the moment. I'm just going to glue down this piece. I can go back and stamp something later, but while we're working on the card base, I'll just put that in. Okay. Now, we're going to get our mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine and our dies. And what I want to do is use this little small branch right here. And we're going to cut some of the little small branch. Lots of little pieces, parts in here. Okay, I thought I had a piece of, oh, I know what we're going to do. I forgot. Okay, we are going to do a little blending here with this piece. This is just a scrap of basic white, and we're going to blend some pecan pie. I was looking for a piece of pecan pie, but then I remembered that I did a blending technique. I just blended and then cut out of that. So we're just going to use our blending brush and just blend pecan pie on here. And you can make it as dark or as light as you want to. But it's just going to give a different look, a different shade of the same color to your little branch. I think I'll just add a little bit more. Okay, there we go. And then we'll cut this guy out. Now we can bring back our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And our little die, which is right here. And we'll just run that little guy through. And here we go. That just loosened the die a little bit. And there it is. Okay, now here's a question for you. I pre-cut another blended piece and a pecan pie piece to put on our card base, okay? Like this. We're just going to put these in here arbitrarily when we do glue them down. My question is, I went ahead and pre-cut a vellum big leaf, and I would pre-cut another one. If you guys want to, do you want to add the vellum on there? I personally kind of like it, but I thought maybe you'd want to see a more simple card. Let me know what you think while we stamp our sentiment. And the sentiment we're going to stamp today is just thank you. That's it. Just a thank you sentiment. And I'm going to wait and see if you guys want to have me show you how I did that vellum, or if we want to do a simple card. So I'm just going to put, I have a 1/4 inch piece of basic white, cardstock here, and I'm just going to stamp the thank you sentiment from the stamp set right on there. Very small. You guys want the vellum? Okay, I'll leave that open then. Then we'll go ahead and do the vellum. There's our little sentiment. We'll cut that in a minute. Here's one piece of vellum, and then we're going to do a second one. Well, I better close this before I do my second one. Vellum, please. Okay. Okay, it makes a pretty fancy card, and it's not as easily mailed, but I think it's pretty. Okay, so we're going to take that vellum piece, and we're going to take this large die, this one, which is very embossed and also does some cutting. Look at that. It's really, really an intricate, great die, I think. I love this type of leaf die because you can use them anywhere. Okay, you like the vellum. All righty. So we'll run that through. And one thing I noticed is that to get all the little lines to cut, it's best to run it through twice. This is just a gorgeous leaf, and there you can see, even there, look at all the detail in this leaf. Okay, so we can put that out of the way. And then I'm actually going to poke these because the vellum is pretty delicate, and I noticed that it was really kind of sticking in the die, and so I want to make sure it releases without tearing. Do a little more poking. I don't want it to tear. Okay, that should be better. Here we go. Look at how gorgeous this is. I'm going to hold it up so you can really see it. Can you really see all that detail? Isn't that so pretty? Yes, I'm glad vellum is back too. I love vellum. Okay, now what we're going to do with the vellum is I'm going to use 2 leaves to make it. You could only use one if you want to so that it's less foofy. Okay, but I'm going to go ahead and I guess I'll do it on the front. I think I did it on the front before. And we're going to go ahead and add blend on some pecan pie ink to add a little more character to the vellum, because this way it's not just all white, it's white and with the brown, with the pecan pie. So the leaves should look interesting, I would say. Let me even get more. Let's see if we can get a few of them darker. Like that. Okay. That should be the end of the last time we have to use our ink. Okay, and then look at the difference here. Can't you really tell the unblended vellum and the blended vellum? I think it's really pretty. So, okay, so we've got 2 of these, and what I'm going to do is move these little guys out of the way. I'm going to put all that on later because we're going to work with the vellum first. And I'm going to start with the white vellum, or the plain vellum, I guess I want to say. And I'm going to tuck it up under there and just put a little bit of glue, a tiny bit of glue. You don't need much, and you don't need to glue down every leaf. What the die did actually is it cut through. So if you put too much glue, it'll seep through those little cuts, and you don't want to do that. So just a tiny dot. Very tiny dots to just keep it in place. It's going to be a delicate little card. Just tiny little dots there. Okay, that should be enough. And now we're going to tuck the stem of it up under the knot of our bow. And you want to make sure that the edges of your leaves are not poking out from the edge of the card, okay? And just lightly press, and that'll stick down. Then we're going to do this one, and I'm going to try to angle it like that so this main leaf comes a little to the right of the first one. And again, we'll do our little dots of glue here. Just a few little dots on places where you don't think it'll show too much. Let's see. We can also tuck this up under. And there we go. And we're just going to hold it down a little bit. Try to get it to stick. Just a little bit. Isn't that pretty? Now, if you want to, what I did, I'll show you the difference. What I did on my first card is I took my bone folder and curled up the leaves. And do you see how they're really sticking up? It is a bit much, so I'm not going to do it on this one. But there they are. And you could, you could glue them down more, but I think that'll work. Now we're going to go back in and let's first put on our sentiment, okay? And then we'll put all the other little leaves around it. So here's our thank you sentiment. I'm going to play a little bit with my bow. Pull it a little bit tighter. Let's see here. I'm looking at this. There's one loop that's a little long. Try to pull, no, wrong one. Okay, there we go. And we'll pull these just to make sure they're in proportion. And then what we want to do is put this little sentiment right under the bow part there. And I've left a little bit of room right there. So I'm actually going to glue this, and normally I would do a Stampin' Dimensional, but I don't want to because I want those other little leaves to stick up. Since the vellum is thin, you might want to use a piece of copy paper between it and the die. Oh, that's so smart. You guys help me always. That is a wonderful idea. Thank you so much. Okay, so there's our little sentiment. And now we can come back in with these little leaves and add them. And again, the same thing, just little dots of glue. And we're just going to squeeze out there. Oops, that's kind of a lot. And we'll just put these around wherever you think it looks best. And I'm going to put one right up in there, just like that. I think I'll put the other light one here. I'm going to trim off the little end like that. So you could make this, as you can see, you could make it much simpler if you would just not put all the vellum. So if you want to make a quick and simple card, don't put the vellum on. I'm going to put that leaf like that, kind of around the sentiment. And then we'll put the pecan pie one down the middle. It just takes a little bit of time. Just take your time and have fun. I'm going to try to put this right up there on the edge of the sentiment piece there so it kind of covers the white a bit. And there we go. Then I'm going to cut my little tails just a bit. And now I have these embellishments are still available. They're called pressed flower motifs. And I thought they would look really nice on this card too. So I'm just going to use about 3 of them. But the suite has some beautiful ones. I just didn't get them. But it does have some really pretty ones. They're octagons, I think, octagonal. You can separate your little loops here so the bow looks bigger because it's a double bow. So you might want to separate it a little bit. And we'll just put a few of these little guys around. They just add a contrast because they're pretty dark. We'll put one down in here. And there we go. There's our card. Michelle, good to see you. So this is this is just like I said, a very frilly card, and you can leave off the vellum if you want to make it more simple. But I think it's kind of pretty and a little, like I would say, shabby chic. And so this is going to be our prize for next week. I love this new suite called Nature Walk. I heard those embellishments that come with the suite are very heavy. Oh, really? Okay. I'll have to find out more from someone else. But I already had these and I thought they looked nice, and they're still available, the little motifs. They came with the beautiful gallery set from the annual catalog. So I think this is really pretty. Then if you want to curl your leaves, you can get this effect that I got here on my sample. And we colored these leaves a little bit darker, but they're the two side by side, so you can see. But I just love this new paper. Love, love, love. Okay, let's come back up. So definitely, yes, put the word prize if you want to be entered to win the prize. Next Wednesday is when I'll announce the winner of this card. And for today, I'm going to announce the winner of the card we made last Wednesday, which was this one, which is very pretty. Oh, good. I'm glad you're going to make it. I'm into doing a thin sentiment with, just cutting an angle at the left and right. I don't know. I'm kind of into that. So this is the prize for today. And we had a lot of people who put prize last week. I know you really liked this card. I think I had 30 people who wrote down prize, which is a lot. So, the winner, the random number generator, chose Deborah Babcock. Deborah, congratulations. I have a bunch to get out. So my goal this week is to get out the cards that are waiting for me to get out. I have about 4 cards to get out to you guys. So I'm going to get this in the mail to you. Deborah, congratulations. And have fun with all of the new products, you guys. It's so wonderful to have the new catalog. Earn your bonus coupons to spend in February. And if you have any questions, as always, email me, Peggy at prettypapercards.com. Thank you so much for joining me today.